How's it going, everybody? Today I'm going to be going through Built to Last. I picked out a bunch of licks off a few different versions, and I'm going to run through them with you. So let's jump right into it. Alright, so we're going to break this up into a verse, two different choruses, and a bridge. And for the intro, he pretty much sits it out in everything I've seen when Jerry does. But starting from the verses, he's up here on this C-shaped G. I've seen a couple where he hits the top of that. And bear in mind, he likes to use, I notice in a lot of these 80s recordings, each song has an idea sort of attached to it. And I think the idea was to use as many sixths as possible in this one. So you're going to see him do a lot of that through a lot of the song. But he starts here. And then so you have this C, except you're not playing the E in the middle. So you just take that one off and mute it. And then you throw the pinky on for an F, back down to C. And I notice he hangs on this G note a lot. So the next time he goes back down to the G, he's just moving the ring finger. So here's what we got so far. So our next part, he's going to go back up to this F thing. Down to this C-shaped F. So again, what we got. So we're going to do that whole first part again, except the ending this time is a little different from the last one, so I'll run you through that. So here is the start of the second run through in the verse. Pretty simple. Instead of hanging on this F down here, he's going back up to the C-shaped G here before we start the choruses. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the verses. I'll run you through it one more time here. Here's a really neat lick I caught that he does during the verses. I noticed in the first recording, it's October '88, you can hear him really good in that recording, which is interesting because pretty much the rest of it, it's not a great recording, but it's what I learned most of this off of. But here, I'll play it for you. So where you're going to put that is right after this F here. And then on the first time through. Alright, so here I'll do it slow for you. And then you end up back on this G. That's about all I have to say for the verses, so Now let's jump into the chorus. Alright, so there's two different ways he plays the choruses, and I notice it's really just however he's feeling in the moment. It's not really a set thing that happens. But so let's run through the first chorus, and it's very similar to the verses. So it starts up here on this C again, just like the verses, except you're going to hammer on to that A note with your pinky. You're going to go up here to this G, same way you would the F. So it sounds like... And so that next part I just played is you're going to hit the top of this C triad back to that G. If you have a trem bar, that'd be the time to use it. So you do the same first part again. So let's run through it. And instead of going back down to this F, he does, I noticed two different ways he plays it. And a lot of times it's up here, this F major 7 triad. So he kind of slides up. Something like that. Or he's down here tracing the F major 7. I've caught him doing that a couple of times. So let's play through it one more time. And he hangs on just that G note at the end. I have heard him hit this C note occasionally with it. So now your second chorus is going to be a little different, and it's going to be mostly riffage. So it's all single notes, very similar to Foolish Heart. So let's start here on the E string with this G to A here, 3rd fret, 5th fret. And then you're going to skip over the A string, 3rd fret, 5th fret on the D. Make your way up here, and it's best to play this, I would figure, with your middle and pinky. So that is on the D string, 5, 7, and then 4 on the G. And then again, 5, 7 on the D, down to 8th fret on the A. run through it, what we have so far. Then he does this. So that's just 8th fret to 7th fret on the A. Back up, he goes 7, 8, 5 on the D for that G note. He goes hammer on to the 7. He's done a couple of different things. You can either just play this F through it, or you can play, there's a couple of different things he does. You can do a hammer on to a G up here, or I've heard him do like that 88 version I mentioned. It's a pre-bend on the 4th fret of the G, and you just bend it down, let the G ring, and then hit the G note on 5th fret of the D string. Really interesting. So I'll play through that slowly, what we got. And on this second time through, instead of doing one of those things that I mentioned, you're going to follow the lead line, except you're going to harmonize with it. So you're going to go 8, 7, 8, 5 on the D. Really interesting. It sounds really good put together. So let's play it full speed all the way through. That's really it for the choruses, so let's jump into the bridge. Here we are at the bridge. Let's play it through, and then we'll dive further into it. So we'll start up here at this F here. Here's your C again without the E. Then G chord again. Back to your C again. And then slide down to the F. Make sure you really accent that pull off there. You're pulling off from an F to an E. Now you're playing an F major 7 again. Hammer back on. Back up to your C. Back down to your G. You're going to throw your pinky on the A here. And then pull off to the G. So, let's run through it again. pull-offs happening on the B string here. Down to F again. Then the next part, we have more single notes. So that is just this box here. And I notice, I thought it was the trem bar he was using at first, but he's actually just sliding down and right back up into the 7th fret on the G. So what you have here is 5, 7 on the D, 5, 7 on the G. And then 7, 9 on the G, 10. And then this note on the top here, which is a D, you're going to throw on together. Again, you're skipping the B string in this instance and throwing it on the E string. So let's play that part again. And then after that, you're back in the verse progression for the solo, so we'll play through that one more time slowly, and we'll call it a day. But apart from that, you guys just have fun with it. I appreciate you guys for watching, and be sure to leave a like if you liked it, and be prepared for more, because as long as you guys keep liking them, I'll keep making them. But I want you guys to have a great rest of your day, and thank you again. Take care.